Hello, welcome back to another car review. This time I will be reviewing the movie or the documentary about Jay-Z that just came out in, I guess, April. It was either in April or March of 2014. It's called A Genius Leaves the Hood, a unauthorized Jay-Z documentary. And again, this is another drive-by review. Call it what you will. I guess I'll say first off, a few things first off, before I get into the review. The movie, at least at this point, or the way I saw it, was on Amazon Prime. It didn't come free with the Prime subscription service, but you had to pay for it, and I believe I think it was actually kind of expensive to rent. It was either like $5 or $6 to rent, or $9.99 or $10 to buy, or something like that. I'm sorry, I don't recall. I'll try to put it. Check the description in the link. And also, as a disclaimer or a note, you want to make sure that when you buy this documentary, you make sure you're gonna make sure you're doing it on a computer or a PC, because you cannot, I don't know, for some reason you cannot view it on anything other than a PC, and using Amazon's proprietary or special Amazon, I believe it's called Amazon Unbox software. So you cannot watch this on. Can you watch it? I think you could watch it on your Kindle, but I don't think you could watch it on your iPhone. You cannot watch it on your Mac. I could be wrong about that, but you cannot watch it on your Mac. You can't watch it online, and you can't watch it on an Android device for some strange reason. I don't know if this is Amazon, but I'm going to make a guess that this is by the film's distributor or directors, or the people that did this documentary. I don't think it's Amazon. I could be wrong, but it's probably maybe a legal reason, or they just want to control the distribution. But so if you want to watch this documentary, make sure you have a PC and you're able to install the Amazon Unbox software, because it took me a while to figure out how to view this movie, because I just bought it, and they didn't warn me or anything. So just take note of that. Also, I guess you could say I am, I don't know. Well, I used to be. I think I'm probably one of the biggest Jay-Z fans that I know. I don't know anybody that liked Jay-Z more than me, or whatever, or was a fan of Jay-Z more than me. I'm not that much of a fan anymore. I still think that Jay-Z has a bunch of talent. I admire his skill and whatnot, but I guess since I've been, because I started listening to Jay-Z, I think in 1997, and I don't have all his albums, but I think the last Jay-Z album I bought was, I think, Kingdom Come, and I have all his other albums. before that release. So I have all his albums except After Kingdom Come, and I think there's like maybe 4 after that or whatnot. But I don't want to say I grew out of Jay-Z, but I kind of did. I don't think his music or his albums were as good as he was back in the day. But like I said, I used to, or I still, I guess, kind of am a Jay-Z fan. I just don't. I just have, like, currently, I just have sort of a pretty negative opinion about him and a lot of other rappers. I try not to get into that, or maybe not. So when I came across this movie, I think there was another documentary last year by Ron Howard. Like I said, my interest in Jay-Z and a lot of this music that I used to listen to, or the music industry and rappers or musicians, has gone down a lot since I've gotten older. I just don't care as much. I just don't. So I guess you could say that this review is coming from a fan's or an ex-fan point of view. But I wasn't really interested in the film and seeing it because, like I said, there was another Jay-Z documentary on, I guess, produced by Ron Howard, and I wasn't interested in that. The thing that made me go for this film or watch it or whatnot, I think it was because of the fact that it was an unauthorized documentary. And I think that you can, I guess, look at that from a few different angles. Maybe this isn't the truth. The content or the content in the film or documentary isn't really the truth or accurate. But I think what really made me want to watch it was it was unauthorized. So maybe we could. I was thinking maybe they would be putting out a lot of juicy secrets and whatnot. But like I said, I haven't been following Rockefeller. I don't even know if it's still a record label or not. I don't know. But I mean, I used to be a crazy Rockefeller fan. I used to actually had like a website, and I actually almost had a Kanye West interview. But anyway, that was back in the day. But as far as this documentary, I would say, I guess first initially, right off the bat, if you want to know, I would say for a Jay-Z fan or someone interested in Jay-Z, I would say it's a watch. I wouldn't necessarily say it was mandatory. There was a lot of stuff in. I wouldn't say there was some stuff, some good info, juicy information. Not a lot, but there was a decent amount of information that I took away that you can take away from this film. I think I've learned somewhat a bit about Jay-Z's personality and some of the things that the people that were being interviewed were saying, I guess, kind of lines up with reality. The film or the documentary, I don't even know who the director was, and I think the studio that did it was maybe Mogul or something. Mogul Films or Mogul Entertainment or something like that. if you're a Rockefeller fan, or if you're very familiar with Jay-Z, you grew up around that time, the late 90s, the late 90s. You may be familiar with, and if you're familiar with Rockefeller, a few interesting people or things should pop up. One, they interviewed this rapper. His name is Jaz-O, and like I said, if you are a Jay-Z fan, or if you know a lot about the Rockefeller dynasty or whatnot, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with that name. I'm familiar with that name, but I wasn't really that familiar. I mean, I know who he was, and I know that he worked with, he did some stuff with Jay-Z. I would say maybe a quarter to a third of that film has some pretty good dialogue with Jaz-O and him giving the story. Now, I'm not sure how accurate his view or stories can be, but I think he put out some pretty good information about what was going on and how Jay-Z came to be. Not sure how accurate it was, but I think it was pretty good. Jaz-O basically takes us through how he met Jay-Z, how him and Jay-Z, I guess, crossed paths. It was really interesting because one thing he said, look at their names. Where did Jay-Z get his name from? His name was Jaz-O, and Jay-Z is Jay-Z, and so he was basically like, where do you think he got the name from? Basically, as far as my opinion of like Jay-Z after this documentary, I think it actually I think it went down even more than what it was prior to watching the film. Like I said, I don't idolize him anymore, him or these other rappers. And basically from this film, I don't want to spoil it for you, or excuse me, documentary. I don't want to spoil it for you, for anybody. But what I took from it was Jay-Z. I don't want to say they were saying that he uses people, but I think, at least as far as my opinion, I think that he definitely discards people after their use is I guess you could say have filling up. I don't think anybody actually said it directly, but that's what I took it from indirectly. They were kind of basically saying that he kind of discards people once once he has gotten what he has needed from them, and that basically made my opinion of him go down even further, because I could just look back to my memories of stuff that has went down, or people that used to hang around Jay all the time, and now a lot of these same people that Jay-Z hung around with 5, 10, 15 years ago, he's not hanging around anymore. Like for example, which they showed a lot in the film with Dame Dash. Him, Jay-Z, Biggs, I think, and maybe another guy. They started Rockefeller Records, and Dame and Jay-Z were close. Same thing with Jay-Z. Him and R. Kelly, I believe were close. But then there was some kind of, I think, physical altercation where, I mean, Jay-Z and R. Kelly, they did 2 albums together. So how couldn't they be close? And I think there was something, maybe 5 more years ago, something went down with Jay-Z and R. Kelly or something. I think some sort of physical assault or something. Jay-Z and Jay and Beanie Siegel, another rapper that was on Rockefeller Records. And Beanie was like, Beanie was a rapper from Philadelphia. He was on Rockefeller Records, if you don't know. And even he was complaining years ago about Jay, even though he was on a record label. And I remember a few years ago I saw an interview of Jay-Z because Beanie Siegel accused Jay-Z of not pushing him hard enough or something. His records hard enough. But I recall seeing an interview with Jay-Z. I think it was some kind of press event, and a reporter asked him about Beanie, and Jay-Z said, which I kind of sided with Jay on that. He said Beanie had his own record label, his own clothing line. He said that's not pushing. I don't know what is. So that is kind of true. What Jay did for Beanie, but a lot of these cats that it seems Jay was hanging around with, he's not hanging around with anymore. So I think there's some truth to what these people were saying. And also there was like I think it was a DJ from a female DJ, Hispanic DJ from I think it was Hot 97. I believe, I could be wrong, but I think it was a DJ from Hot 97, and she didn't like the fact that, you know, the way a lot of these rappers objectify women. And it seemed like she kind of she turned her back on, I don't want to say she turned her back on Jay, but she started to have a negative opinion of Jay. Overall, I would say the documentary was decent. It was worth the watch. I think it was a little too expensive. You might, if you are not like a Rockefeller fan, if you're not particularly interested in Jay-Z or rappers or entertainment, then I wouldn't recommend it. I would say it's a miss. But if you're a Rockefeller fan from the past, or you're really interested in rap music, I would say, you know, take a look at it. But like I said, be forewarned that you have to watch this on a PC. And you have to download the software. You cannot watch this on Amazon Live. Online. You cannot watch it on a mobile device except for maybe Kindles or the Amazon branded tablets. Be warned, and it's a little more expensive. I think it's like $5, a little bit expensive. And it wasn't. I don't think it was HD either, because I saw some pixelation in it on the screen. I think Jay-Z used to be a drug dealer, and I think he still is a drug dealer, except he's not selling drugs. He's selling music and other things. So I don't think he's a I think he's still a drug dealer. I think he still moves and operates as a drug dealer. And watching this documentary, it's pretty clear that Jay has goals and ulterior motives. He's obviously trying to reach or obtain a certain level of success. He's trying to build an empire, but at what cost? At the cost of his friends and his past acquaintances. I think it's a good watch to see. I don't want to say money or fame. I don't think that's Jay's problem. I think he's just trying to just like that the second, I think it's the second track off the Blueprint. It's called The Takeover. I think he's trying to take over. He's trying to become a businessman, or he is a businessman. Like I said, I think that's pretty much it. Check it out if you're a Rockefeller fan. You might want to wait a little bit until it becomes less restricted as far as viewing. But if you're a Rockefeller fan and you have a PC and you don't mind watching it on your laptop or your monitor, definitely give it a watch. You're not gonna learn too much. You're just gonna get another slice or a piece of the pie, and another piece of the pie of what went down with Rockefeller. All right, so make sure you come back and check out my other reviews. Leave your comments if you've seen the film. Leave your comments and your opinions. Tell us what you think. Hit the subscribe button, and I see you guys later.